Alright, we are going to perform a pre-trip inspection on this trailer. There is no truck attached, so we're just going to do one on the trailer here at the hotel. Alright, the first thing we look at when doing an inspection on a trailer is we look at the bulkhead, which is the front of the trailer here. And we want to look for any kind of damage, holes, dents. We want to make sure that it's clean, free of any obstruction. At the top, it's required to have 2 amber lights. Down here at the bottom, it is required to have two amber reflectors. One there and one over here. Okay. Also, we have the glad hands rather. We have the blue glad hand for the service brake line. We have red for the emergency brake line, and then we have green for the electrical line. And again, we want to check those for any cuts or frays. And of course, on the airlines, we look for cuts, frays, or bulges, and we check those for leaks. Placard here in the center should show the correct placard for hazardous material. This trailer is empty, therefore there is no placard posted at this time. Alright, down here at the bottom, we've got what's called the apron, and it should be pointed up, not down. This is for the fifth wheel to slide on. Okay. We look down below, we have a properly greased skid plate, and right there is our kingpin and upper fifth wheel. Again, all ready to go. Okay. Moving on to the side of the trailer, it is required that we have an amber reflector. Okay. When we look at the side of the trailer, we want to look for any kind of damage, holes, dents, missing bolts, things like that. As we move on back here, we'll come to our landing gear. We want to look at this. And again, the idea here is to make sure that this is properly mounted and secured. No missing bolts. During a normal inspection, these pads are up off the ground because we would be attached to a truck. However, this trailer is dropped, so our pads are on the ground, and our gear handle is properly stowed out of the way, therefore not to cause injury. Alright, moving on down the tractor. Again, it's also required that we have an amber reflector and light in the center, along with a placard reflecting the correct sign. Obviously not correct, it's not my trailer. Moving on down, looking for damage. Don't see any. On the rear end, required to have a red light and a red reflector on the end. Alright, what we'll do now is do an inspection on the trailer tandem. We'll go ahead and start with the outside rim of the tire and the wheels. This is what we're looking for here. This is my student. Alright, what we're looking for here is a couple of things. On the rim itself, which is this white part here, we don't want any cracks, bends, or dents, and no illegal welds. We want to make sure that all the nuts are properly tightened. Rust lines would be a sign of being loose. This here is our hub oil cap, which is properly mounted and secured. And of course, we would check the oil level to make sure it's at the proper level. Alright, moving on to the tires. We look at our outside tire wall here. First of all, for tires, inflation should be 100 psi. We want to look at the outside wall, and we should not see any cuts, frays, or bulges. No tread separation, and our minimum tread for trailer tires is 2/32 of an inch. Okay, going down below, looking between the tires here, we want to check our inner wall, which we can see here. Again, no cuts, frays, or bulges. The inner rim, no cracks, dents, or bends, or any illegal welds. Also on the other side here, the other rim, no cracks, dents, or bends, any illegal welds, and then we want this center part here to be free of any foreign objects. We'll also check the outer wall of this tire here, and there's no cuts, frays, or bulges. No tread separation. Again, the minimum here is 2/32 of an inch for tread, minimum. Okay. Our inner wall here, again, no cuts, frays, or bulges, and we'll scoot on in and do the rest of our inspection. Again, this here is the trailer tandem, and there are 2 pins like this The other one's down there, which we can see is out. This is the tandem pin. This is the tandem release handle, which is pushed in. Again, we want these out, release, pushed in. This here is our spring mount, which is properly mounted and secured with no missing bolts. And that is linked to our leaf spring here, which has no missing leaves, properly mounted and secured with 2 U-bolts, which is attached with 4 nuts and 4 washers. This here is our torque arm, which is properly mounted and secured with no missing bolts. It's not cracked, bent, or dent. Okay. Moving on to the braking system, this is our trailer air supply tank. Again, no cracks, dents, or bends. I don't hear any air leaking from the tank. And that leads us down into our this here is our brake chamber. Again, should not have any cracks, bends, or dents. All right, these are our air lines. We check those for cuts, frays, and bulges, which there should be none. We should also not hear any air leaking from these lines. All right, the brake chamber pushes this push rod, and when the brakes are released, there should be no more than 1 inch of play between those. And this here is our slack adjuster, which when the brakes are applied would stand at 90 degrees like it is now, because when the trailer has no air attached, the brakes are always on, so that's safe. Alright, so our slack adjuster is connected to our S-cam, which is hidden. But at any rate, what you'll see here, S-cam moves the brake pads up and down. Our brake pads should have no less than 1/4 of an inch of thickness. Our brake drum should not have any cracks or dents or bends. So that is our brake system in the tandem. Alright, moving on to the back of the trailer. We all look at the mud flaps. Again, properly mounted and secured, not missing any bolts. Alright, back of the trailer. No damage to the doors. All of my door hinges should have pins. Alright, my door latches should latch at the bottom and at the top of the door. And my handles should be properly secured. My door ties properly secured with their latches right over here on each side of the trailer. Right here. And then we have 7 lights at the bottom along with reflectors. We also have a white tag light and a tag, and our DOT bumper at the bottom here with is being properly mounted and secure with no visible damage. Okay. Continue inspection around the side here at the top. Again, look for any damage, any signs of not a tree there, you know. Look for damage or holes. We have our red reflector and light here. Moving on. Again, looking at the tires, we would do the same inspection on these at the state level. Okay, placard here, again displaying the correct symbol because there's no hazardous material on board. We have our amber turn signal in the middle of the trailer, which has a facing this amber light facing the side, reflector, and a 45-degree turn signal. Also at the top. Continuing on, back out to the front of our trailer. Again, no missing bolts anywhere. And we have our final red reflector here to complete this trailer and make it legal. So that is our pre-trip inspection for this drop trailer.